Oh boy. Whose idea was this? So the Blade Runner Blaster, here I have a Tomenosuke kit. I did an unboxing of this kit a short while ago. Since then I've been doing some prep work to some of the parts. I've taken them through sanding up the grit, they've had some steel wool and then also polished. I also have a replacement barrel for this kit. This is a machined barrel which I got off of a run on the RPF. I had to cut off the barrel that was on the kit and then carefully file this flush so that the new barrel would sit nice and snugly. As it is, I think I'm ready to start assembly. Now if I were to be doing any finishing treatments to these parts, this is when I would do them. If anything was going to be blued or anything like that. For my version, I think I'm going to go with something a little bit different. There is a fan version called the Ghost, which is a really polished high chrome version with some nice clear resin grips. With mine, I think I'm going to do a hybrid between this version and the traditional Blade Runner Blaster. So it's going to be nice and polished, but we're not going to change any of the colours. The grips are still going to be the amber grips. There may be a little bit of weathering later on, but I'm going to put it together like this and see how it looks. So with that, let's get started. So I have the instructions here. They are mostly half and half English and Japanese. It makes sense, it's a Japanese company who makes this. It's mostly pictograms, kind of like an IKEA piece of furniture. So hopefully we'll be able to follow this well enough to get this thing together. There's lots of different screws and things, so I've got myself little containers just to hold things as we go, because I think it's going to be very easy to lose track of all the different pieces. There are just bags and bags of these little nuts and bolts, so I've really got to get my head around what's being used where. Now, I have no idea how long this is going to take me, but I'm expecting it's going to take quite a few hours and I might not get it all done in this session. And let's just crack on and see what we have here. Okay, step one done. Only a lot more to go. So this is really tricky to do. So far, I've got my triggers set up. That's in, there's some springs in there. A lot of people say this is really tricky to do. I actually found the triggers fairly easy. There we go. Give you an example. What I did do is there's the cylinder release on this side, which goes in like that. You have to put a spring in with a pin under tension and then screw it in. What I managed to do was lose the little pin as I was trying to do it. Off it went, and I've searched for it and I can't find it. We're gonna have to try and deal with that in some way. But for the most part, the instructions are okay. I had to go online to have a look at how to do these triggers, just for a little bit of help. But yeah, it looks like they work. And it looks like it should fire around the cylinder when we get there. I'm just moving on to doing the assembly of this. So this is all the receiver part. This will all go together in there. As I have temporarily lost a part for this, I can't put the hammer in and everything, I don't think, because that'll mean I can't put that in. So I'm just moving on to some of the other bits for now. Things like this make me really appreciate the metric system. We've got some little screws here. They're listed down in the instructions as M3, L5. It means for the most part they'll be 3mm wide and 5mm long, so it's very easy to find the one you need just by measuring. There it is. There we go. We have motion. Very pretty. It's looking very good. I'm very happy with that. Cylinder done. Great. Sorry this isn't more of a how-to, it's because I'm trying to figure it out as I go. Hopefully you can kind of see the progress here. There's that. We've got that. Now I've just got to glue little LEDs on this sight bar. I think it's supposed to be a sight bar. So this is an example of a piece where in the original it is painted black, but I'm going to keep this nice and shiny on mine. You know those screwdrivers you get in crackers at Christmas? Perfect for this. Starting to look like a thing. Yeah, not got the cylinder release in there, so you have to kind of reach in to release it, so I'm going to leave it out. Good, I think I can put the receiver on, you know. Got my machined barrel that can just slot on here quite nicely. Let's see. Yeah, I reckon that can go on. Definitely starting to look like something. This is quite a hard crank down, but... So after losing my little cylinder latch plunger, I needed to make a new one, so I thought I'd give it a go. What I actually ended up using was a little rivet here. You got the little rivet and the post there. Post just happened to be exactly the right size, and I've made myself a tiny little rivet. So it's 1.7 mil and tapers to 1 mil. I've filed it, so I'm going to try fitting this and see if it works. So I managed to get to this point here in that I've got this release to work. You push, cylinder goes out, go back, and it clicks. It doesn't feel great, but I think it's fine. Also, my hammer keeps falling out. Also, the trigger and hammer is working, but I don't know if the cylinder is supposed to cycle yet. We'll have to see about that later. Okay, I'm very much getting there. It's kind of working, so I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of it together. So, in case you hadn't guessed from my footage, I actually ended up taking apart the gun multiple times in order to get things right. I took bits off, almost went back to the beginning again to sort out those triggers. As it turns out, the triggers are not too difficult, but you have to know what you're doing and how the pieces go in. If you are struggling with it, like I did, here is a quick diagram to show you how they should go in. So after a bit of backwards and forwardsing, I did manage to get the whole thing together and working, and here it is. And there it is. Oh man, I'm so happy to have this done. It's such a beautiful object, I can't get over it. This thing is heavy, it's got some real nice weight to it. I believe the real guns are slightly heavier, but not by much. These are really good. It's just got a great feel to it, it really does. So far I'm liking the shiny look, I think it looks great. I don't think I'm going to be doing anything else to it for now. Yeah, so just really happy to have one of these in my collection. Now these kits are fairly rare, you have to keep your eye out on all the forums should you want to build one yourself. They do come in assembled versions as well if you want to get one. I like building things, so I definitely went for the kit, and it means I can build it how I like, and I am liking this so far. I really hope you liked my take on the Blade Runner Blaster. This has been a really good little project, and now I need to go and hunt some replicants. So, of course, I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye bye.